And A&M got contributions on all three phases. The night started with a punt return for a touchdown from Anaya Smith, which got A&M going early on. And they just jumped on him early. And that's exactly what Jimbo Fisher has been stressing from the jump. He wanted to see this defense kind of set the tone. The defense sets the tone for this team. And I think that was the big message coming in tonight. And you saw it kind of take effect. So really good. I mean, there's a lot for A&M to build on all around. You could have cleaned up kind of the second half there with some of the younger players playing. Blake Bose gets in for the first time, has his first career pass. And it was a good sign to see Baylor Cup out there. So, all around, I think Jimbo Fisher will be very happy about this. And you saw him mention it after the game as well. 8 straight weeks is a long time that's a grind to be going. And this was easily a week that you could have seen that start to take an effect on Texas A&M, but that didn't happen at all. And now, I mean, they turn their attention to the bye week and a big stretch remaining. Obviously, A&M has a lot of momentum going now after 3 straight wins over Alabama, Missouri, and South Carolina. But this bye week, there's a lot that they can still work on because coming out, it's going to be a challenging stretch. They host Auburn on November 6th, visit Ole Miss, who collected a win today over LSU, and then A&M's got LSU in just over a month at Tiger Stadium, which is, I know LSU is struggling this year, but that's still not an easy place to play. It'll be Ed Orgeron's likely last home game, and so they're going to come out ready to play. So just looking ahead to the bye week, I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this game. A&M's got to continue to get healthy. It's another couple of weeks for Caleb Chapman after returning tonight to rest up, coming off of getting his knee scoped a couple of weeks ago. Jaden Peavy got back out there tonight. No, I don't think there was really any major injury concerns for A&M, but this is a team that's quite banged up, and I think that'll be the biggest thing that they take away from these next 2 weeks is a chance to get healthy, a chance to regroup, a chance to continue working with Zach Calzada and build a rhythm without having to game plan or without having to focus on the week-to-week grind of preparing for an opponent. I think these 2 weeks could be tremendously beneficial for him still in terms of experience and being able to kind of look back at the last 6 weeks now and take stock of where he can get better, where he can improve. And so, I mean, it's a tremendous opportunity for him. And you heard Jimbo Fisher mention the fundamentals will be a big focus this week. And I think that's something that, you saw it kind of take effect tonight a little bit on the offensive line. Too many penalties for A&M. I think that was one of the negatives, one of the only negatives. 8 penalties for 90 yards. Of course, you had the 2 late with the personal foul penalty that extended a drive and allowed South Carolina to get into the red zone. Leon O'Neal was also penalized for unsportsmanlike conduct. The offensive line, I think, can still clean some things up in terms of protections. Had a couple of penalties in the red zone. And that kind of leads me into looking ahead to that final stretch. I think A&M can still do a better job finishing drives. That's something that when you look at Auburn and you look at Ole Miss, and you look at LSU, finishing drives is going to be huge. It's something that kind of cost them against Mississippi State, but no question, this is a better football team right now than they were against Mississippi State and Arkansas. And I think Mississippi State and Arkansas, and I think they've steadily taken steps forward. They're continuing to get more healthy, and so I mean, there's a lot working in A&M's favor now, and this season has kind of taken on a different trajectory since that Alabama game when the season looked to be potentially going off the rails, and that win definitely kind of lit a spark into A&M and kind of re-energized the program, and they've still got a lot to play for down the stretch. I mean, Alabama's still right there and obviously in position to go to the SEC championship game, but A&M only needs one more loss from an Alabama, and they can win out and get to the SEC championship game. And so still a ton to play for but it starts with playing well against Auburn. That's not going to be easy at all. Auburn's another team that's on an upward trajectory as this year goes along. and going to Ole Miss is going to be very difficult. That's going to be a very, very difficult game for A&M. And the game, when I talk about finishing drives, yes, A&M comfortably wins this one 44-14, but you're not going to be able to settle for field goals and win in Oxford and going to Ole Miss. And so you're going to have to be a little bit more efficient offensively. Going to probably need to get a better night from Zach Calzada. He finishes 12 of 24,